right, there we go. Well, let's get to some fan questions before we wrap this one up, Bruce. Ryan Austin writes in and says, if I'm not mistaken, Bruce said Vince was so hot he was ready to fire Bruce over the Shane and Kurt match by this time. How many times was Bruce almost fired at this point?
Okay, it's funny you bring that. First of all, he wasn't almost going to fire me; he just wanted to kill me. But the funny thing is that there were often times where I'd only been fired one time at this time, and Vince would always get confused sometimes. Oh, goddamn, how many times have you been fired? Because he was actually referring, because Jim Ross had been hired and fired and refired and hired and refired like 4 or 5 times. I really don't know what the count is. So people said, JR was fired 4 times. It was whatever it was. The contract wasn't renewed. He was brought back. He was fired. He was brought back. He was fired. I don't know what the hell happened. But I used to say, when I say, no. I'm the other guy. I've only been fired 1 time, Vince. And then I said, it doesn't count the number of times that you wanted to fire me. So then that would have been into double digits and shit like that. But yeah.
All right. Well, Steve Foley would write in, and he has another question. I feel like we've talked about this a little bit already here, but were there any other ideas to bring DDP in besides this storyline? Let's start there. Was there anything else creative-wise that you had for him, or was this just, this is what we like and this is what we're going with?
Well, I'm sure there were. I don't think that anything was as big. I know DDP always talks about how he wanted to be the people's champion against whatever the hell with Rock, and that wasn't going to happen. But coming in on top with Taker, it's kind of like, how do you get any higher than that? And so that is what it is.
Okay. And he also wants to know, what was the deal between Taker and DDP? Was there real heat between these two?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
All right. And
I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know, man. But I think it'd be kind of hard to find anybody that's got heat with DDP. And I'm sure there's somebody. But Dallas is just a real super positive, good guy.
His final comment here from Steve Foley said his WWE run was basically.
Single get to fucking make comments and question. You get one question, okay? Carson, one question.
That's all they get. One question. Steve, we're sorry. Thanks for checking in this week.
Yeah.
We're moving on to Just. It was a final statement. We're good. Just Chris asks, why does Shane McMahon get so much hate for not being a wrestler? When he endured this punishment, he paid all his dues in this match with Angle.
Well, Shane also paid all of his dues by working his ass off for I don't know how long, before, during, and after, to hone his skills every single night in the warehouse with my brother training him and beating the shit out of him and coming back for more every single day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. So to those who say, oh, Shane's not a wrestler, Shane busted his ass to train and to get in there and to actually do what he did and perform at a level that not many people could perform at. So to those people that say, oh, well, if you don't wrestle 10 or 15 years and you haven't paid your dues, I say bullshit.
Yeah, I don't get the Shane hate either. I mean, every time the guy does perform, it's next level. I mean, he goes way out of his way and does things no one in his position should ever have to do for a wrestling match. So I'm full agreement there. Luke from Eastern Iowa, he checks in and said, was with Benoit's neck injury following the match leaving him out for a year, do you remember any plans for Benoit in the Invasion? Could have been a really strong addition to either side, according to Luke. So was there any plans for that?
There weren't, because of the injury, so it's kind of hard when you know that they're going away to make plans for him, and it was an unknown with Chris.
Okay. Makes sense. We have 2 more fan questions left here, Bruce. First, ask Bruce, why humanize The Undertaker? Having his wife there and being referred to as Mark really killed it for me.
I'm sorry. I just guess why is Lindsay listening to the show if it killed it for him?
I don't know. Lindsay, we're sorry
Lindsay. I'm sorry I killed it for you.
Well, Lindsay, there you go. He apologized live on air. I don't know what else you could ask more from Bruce Prichard for that whole deal.
I don't mean it, but
yeah. Adam's our final question, Bruce. Where did you guys get the glass that didn't break?
Glass don't break fucking shit, or us. That's where.
And there you have it. Exactly what we expected. Glass didn't break, or us.
And shit.
Okay. Bruce, we made it through. I made it through, I think. Probably my last show I'll ever record for Conrad Thompson. But thank you for giving me 25 names today. This has been an absolute honor for me to be able to sit in this chair and talk with you for the last hour and a half and doing King of the Ring 2001.
And Jose, it's an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back.
And that's...
You ever heard the story about Pancho Villa?
Oh, I've heard the story. I've seen the cartoon that was done based off that story. Okay. Yeah.
True story. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys.